Knost, again with yet another video. Now I've actually just finished making a vinyl video, and I would have carried on with this, but I ran out of time on the camera if I'm not careful. So I'm going to make a very quick CD video. So I was walking around in the shop on Thursday, Friday, with this big bunch of records under my arm that I just got in and picked up because that's what I was up there for. And I was focusing again on New Zealand music, and I decided to have a little look over in the CD section of the New Zealand music CD section, see what they had in there, just out of curiosity. So I'm flicking through, you know, they've got a reasonably big selection of CD stuff there, and New Zealand music on CD, certainly a lot bigger collection on CD than they have on vinyl, mainly because a lot of the New Zealand music's released on vinyl in very limited amounts, and usually you have to buy it from online shops and Bandcamp and their own websites, etc., or import it from overseas because it's released on overseas vinyl labels. So I'd picked out the second hand bins and one new one, the New Zealand stuff that I'd shown in a previous video, and I was flicking through the CDs, and I actually was really surprised at some of the stuff I came across. There's been some records that some bands that I've been put onto, you know, watching some of the New Zealand music videos collection, record collecting videos from Chris Walker, who has just the most amazing collection, and it's certainly put me onto a lot of new New Zealand music that I am not familiar with over the last few months, and stuff that's been just released over the last few years. And so I was browsing this selection, New Zealand selection, and I came across some really stuff that I really couldn't say no to. And the first one that caught my eye was this one here, which is playing in the background. Now this is called Dr. Tree. Dr. Tree is the name of the band. They, as you can hear, are kind of a funky, jazzy, sort of fusion type band. This is an album which you won't find on vinyl for love nor money. Well, you will find it for money, but a lot of it, probably around $300 or $400, I think that the originals are going for. Originally 1976 was the release date of this. I didn't know that this had been reissued on CD. I was familiar with them only just recently, as Murray McNabb is kind of a leader of this band. I think he's a leader, or it could be Frank Gibson Jr., to be honest, one of those two. Anyway, Murray McNabb's on this record, and I picked up a double album of reissue album of a compilation of his stuff, and he was in 2 or 3 kind of 70s fusion type bands, this being one of them. This is really, really good. I am really impressed with this. I mean, it would have been fantastic to find a cheap copy of it on vinyl, but sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and go for the CD. So that was a real blast to find that. And then recently I showed another video, some magazine compilation CDs from A Low Hum, which is a magazine that was coming out in New Zealand intermittently from 2001 to about 2007, and I've been listening to some of those compilations, and one of the bands on one of the first I listened to was reasonably impressed with, and had done some research on them and found out that they had released an EP and an album around about 2004, 2005. So I was pretty stoked to come across this, and this is the band's first EP. So Ghost Playing is the name of the band, and Panther Valley Country Club is the name of the CD. Never ever released on vinyl anyway, so I was never going to find a copy of that. Kind of Americana, alt country, poppy, Flaming Lips would be a good reference. Yeah, quite like this, quite nice. So yeah, definitely was not expecting to find something like this. Had been on the internet trying to search for it, had possibly found a copy on an online shop that supposedly specialises in New Zealand music, but there's something dodgy about that shop, and I think I'd had a look at it before, and half of what they were telling us was available isn't. So another cool score. So then I'm flicking through some more of the bins, and I come across these 2 CDs. Now this is a band called Jacob from the North Island, instrumental post-rock, I keep using the word. atmospheric-y, sort of jangly, and I mean, yeah, pretty cool. So, first album, not their first album, but they've got several records out, but what was the name of this one? Solace. Now, again, Chris had shown this. You cannot find this on vinyl for under $150 on Discogs. Can't find it anywhere else. This one does have a copy on vinyl that I was thinking about buying from overseas, but I had to import it from the USA. It was going to cost me around 40 to 50 bucks. So I picked these up for $10 each, second hand. Musically, I'm slightly disappointed, to be honest, that they're not quite as good as I was hoping. I know Chris ranted about this album, and I think, you know, I'll give them a few more listens. And I'm not saying that I didn't like them, but it wasn't quite up to what I was expecting. And then another one that, again, Chris had put me on to, and again, I was looking at their Bandcamp site and thinking about possibly buying some vinyl that they had available. This record, CD by a band called Caretta. Again, instrumental, post-rock sort of. This is a bit more heavier in places. I have listened to it once, I can't quite remember now. This is quite cool, a gatefoldy type sleeve, and heavy duty cardboard, quite solid, and bigger, physically bigger than a normal CD. As you can see, it's quite a bit. It's going to be a pain putting it on the shelf. Because on the shelf, oh, it might be alright. Yeah, no, but I do like this. I am impressed with this. What is the album called? San Silo. Yeah, and it's from something like 2011. Yes, it is 2011. I think this is released on an American Golden Antenna, or whatever that is. Don't know what that is. So I mean, none of those I could leave. I wasn't supposed to be buying any more. I just sort of had my records, and I wasn't supposed to be buying any more stuff. But I just couldn't leave those on the shelf. I'm really surprised to see them. Yeah, I thought they're actually in good nick. I mean, it wasn't until I got home and I looked a little bit closer at these that I realised they weren't brand new. That one there looks brand new. That one there you can tell a bit more because it's a bit worn around the cover. And even the Ghost plane looks brand new, the CD itself. But they are all actually second hand, so hence the prices. So I managed to basically get them all for now $10 each. In the mail this week, finally, two more latest. They're not latest anymore, but they were the latest when I ordered them. John Zorn CDs. This one's called The Painted Bird, John Zorn, and this is one of his quartet. Is it quartet? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintets. Now, what do they call this? I can't even remember. Where's the little sticker things? Painted Bird. Da 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 da. Have you given a name to this ensemble? I don't know. But it's got, so there's the cover. Some nice artwork, it's sort of old-fashioned looking painting. It's got John Medeski, Kenny Wollison, Matt Hollenberg, Kenny Grohowski and Chess Smith. We've got organs, vibes, guitar, drums, congas and voodoo drums. Pretty cool. It's pretty full on actually, that one. Pretty cool. I like it. This one here, now this is one of the Gnostic Trio. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is the latest Gnostic Trio. What's the album called? Mockingbird. And this is Bill Frisell, guitar, Kenny Wollison again, vibes and chimes, and Carol Emanuel on harp. These Gnostic trios, there's several of these now. He's got several volumes of this, and it's lovely music, but I'm not a big fan of the harp. But I am a big fan of John Zorn, and I pretty much buy everything that he puts out now. I do have 2 more John Zorn back issue CDs. For some reason I haven't managed to turn up yet. They should be here any time. They seem to be taking an extraordinarily long time compared to everything else. I mean, I actually ordered them well before that Bowie at the BEP B-E-E-B, the beep, BBC, record that turned up the other day. So anyway, quick rundown on some CDs, not that anyone's interested. That's me again, catch you later.